Gotta get pumped.
Pump it up.
Pump. Pound. Alright. Are you ready?
Ready.
What's up, people? This is episode 30 of DeltaHalo, and I'm your host, Sergeant. MattyIce is over there with me this week, and Cat gonna be joining us on the second half of this episode. He's always talking about working. That's where he's at right now. So he'll be here later. But what's up, man?
He's catting around right now. What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? Loxie, how's your day?
It's been busy. I have been riding on a high from last night, though. My Pittsburgh Penguins taking home the Stanley Cup and all. So I'm still pretty pumped about that. That's, man, what a great way to get the summer kicked off. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you've already experienced a couple of those, because if that happens with Sabres, I'm pretty sure I won't be maybe alive the next day even. I don't even know. I'll probably be naked somewhere in a ditch, but
yeah, I mean, there was a stat that says they have won the most cups in the past 25 years. So they've won 4 in the past 25 years, and that is the most, tied with the Red Wings in that time span, which is crazy to think because I thought the Red Wings were dominant at one point. And I guess, 4 cups is a lot, but yeah, it's pretty impressive. So
it's tough thing to get, and really you're just kind of a little chode with your stupid city that you root for and all your championships,
city and everything else. Come on.
Oh my god, it's disgusting.
Oh, anyway, everybody, please hit subscribe, give us a rating, review in iTunes if this is your first time listening, or if you've listened to a while. We would love your feedback. We'd love to get that review up there, and thank you so much for everyone that has shared your opinion, has shared a review. We are so thankful for that, and so thankful for everybody to be listening. Thank you so much. And you could always catch this unedited video of the podcast up on YouTube at espawngaming. And we'll have that up on Tuesday night heading into Wednesday of this week. So if you're listening to this on Tuesday, stay tuned for the next day. You will get the awesome video up on YouTube you can check out. And follow us on Twitter, part_time_elite. We tweet quite a bit. You can stay up to date with what we're up to, what we have going on, when we're gaming, when we're on Xbox Live, things like that. We always tweet out new episodes there as well. And I guess if you want to send us an email, which we've been getting quite a few of those lately, notably one from Hillary Duff again, which really made my day. But you can send us an email at espawngaming@gmail.com. Send us anything you want. Hillary Duff is my favorite emailer. She's a big fan of the podcast and of the show, so
nice for her to take time out of her busy schedule to.
She's got a lot going on.
Get some letters going.
She's got a lot going on, but
I honestly have no idea if she really has anything going on. By the way, she could be just sitting at home, just chilling, probably just listening to that Halo podcast,
trolling for podcasts to listen to,
like you do,
and Halo podcasts.
It's true, obviously.
We promised you guys that we would have trivia this week, but we lied. And we won't have it. We won't have it until the first week of July. June's a pretty crazy month for us. A lot of people traveling, work, conflicts like that. So we want to make sure we're all together again. Beginning of July. Start off a fresh trivia season for you. Beginning of the month, and we'll run through the end of the month. We'll give away another T-shirt, and everyone can kind of get back in at square one. So we're gonna hang off until that episode. So definitely stay tuned till then, but that doesn't mean to not listen to these episodes because they're fantastic on their own. Talk about the greatest stuff ever on these episodes. So really, that's what you got to stay for. That's just like the sideshow act at the end, but those are great too.
A little extra, a little something,
a little something, a little slap and tickle. But so I said that Hillary Duff emailed us. It wasn't a good email though, I have to say. She was pissed. She watched Halo Bowl, which went off fantastic. It was so much fun. But she watched our matches and she was expecting and hoping for a better outcome from us, even though we did take one series win 3-1 against Podcast Evolved, which, good games to them. They played great as well, and I mean, Drunken and Podtacular were on their games, and they put up some big matches against us. But I mean, man, I had such a great time doing that. I know we talked about it for a long time afterwards, and it's just like that high, that buzz of getting the event going and everyone tuning in. It was such a cool event to be a part of.
Yeah, it was not fun to lose, but it was awesome
No.
to have it. After the losing part, it was good.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a blast. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I was frustrated because that's what I do. I'm the worst, literally the worst loser of all time. There's not, I don't think there's anyone worse than me. But once we got over that, I had a couple more pops, and then it was good to go.
Relaxed
after
a little
watching
bit.
the championship and stuff like that. It was fun. So, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, we ended up raising like $1,600 for Gamers Outreach, and our stream lasted like 5.5 hours. $1,600 in 5.5 hours. That's incredible. Thank you, everybody that is listening to this episode that was in the chat, donating, being a part of the event, because that totally blew away my expectations. I don't know about you, but that was incredible.
It's a good chunk of change to put towards brightening a sick kid's day, and that's incredible when you think about it. It's nothing. $1,600, obviously, it's not 10 grand or something like that.
Right.
But I mean, coming out of nowhere, this event we put together in a couple weeks, not much notice or anything like that, just shows the power. I mean, of community and doing things that are great causes, first of all, and then just having great people involved with our podcast, with the other podcasts, and our fans are just awesome. Can't thank everyone enough.
Yeah, I mean, and this was our first ever event like this. I mean,
Right.
So 1,600 out of the blue. I can only imagine what the next event is going to be, which hopefully will be sometime this upcoming winter, which, 6 months away, whatever that may be. I can only imagine how successful that will be. And, man, I just can't wait. I think I don't even have words anymore. I mean, it was so cool to see the community come together and support not just us, not just Drunken Halo, Podtacular, Podcast Evolve, the four of us coming together, but I mean supporting the cause, supporting each other, supporting the game and the community. There was really so much great going on that night. It sounds like kind of cheesy, but it really was. I mean, and I just hope that this opens doors for more parts of the community to have things like this. It doesn't have to necessarily be for charity, but things that bring the community together. I think that's, we talk about it a little bit. I think that's what we need. And I think that just helps get people excited and shows that these types of things are accessible and you can do them. You just, get some people together.
Just get it. Yeah. I mean, it really wasn't much build up and production stuff. It was just put together. I mean, the guys, some people worked tremendously hard on it and did put a lot of effort into it. It really was quickly put together. I mean, just the ease of bringing all the community together and stuff like that. I mean, you get Bravo, Gamers Outreach, we're in the chat and in watching the stream and stuff like that. I mean, that's that's something that they're busy people. They have literally gigantic things that they're running or in like big parts of. They're not just hanging out. Random Joe's actually. There. They showed up, they recognized, and easily so. It wasn't like twisting people's arm or trying to guilt them into like, oh, you gotta come on here, it's for, Gamers Outreach or something like that. No, I mean, they were there. Bravo was there. The whole community came together. It was fantastic. It was, I don't know. I mean, it really, like you said, it's tough to put into words of how cool it was. But I just really, I think that the ease of how everything came together so quickly was fantastic, and just really kind of is like a big, I don't know, middle finger kind of to the naysayers who have been giving all this crap about the community and starting hashtag garbage stuff and all that everything. Like, here, instead of going and complaining on Twitter and doing this hashtag stuff, how about you go on Twitter and get together with some friends and say, hey, we can actually do something and make some money and bring everyone together in a cool way and do it quickly, and no one was griping or whining or making stupid YouTube videos. So, this is how you're supposed to do it. This is how you emphasize community and bring things together, not the other way. And I'll stick by that forever.
I mean, honestly, we didn't we had zero contact with Podtacular and Podcast Evolved before this. We hooked up on Twitter through the help of Drunken Halo. Those guys, Travis, Justin, really hooked it up, made all the connections. But, I mean, it really did start out of a Twitter conversation. He said, hey, let's bring some guys together, get the podcasts involved, and let's do something. And that's where it all started. That was the genesis of it. We didn't complain and say, hey, I wish more people did events. It was like, hey, let's take this on our own and actually do it. And sure, we have a little bit of a platform to promote it and whatever, but that doesn't necessarily matter. There's so many different forms of content creation out there. A lot of people are running their own YouTube channels. A lot of people are streaming, and even if you're not, you can connect and network over Twitter, over Xbox Live, whatever it may be. I know it can be a lot of work if you don't have something like a podcast to kind of come together on, but I mean, it's work and it pays off though. I mean, it really does, and I would love to see so much more of these types of streamed events. Gosh, I don't even know what I mean, the possibilities literally are endless. So really, I hope this is a good stepping stone and a good model for people going forward. We got to be a part of the weekly update, the community update this week that Bravo and Grim Brother 1 put together, which, man, what an awesome opportunity that was. I mean, we saw that release, we tweeted it out, and it was just like, wow. We started 6-7 months ago doing this of dreams, like hoping at one point we could be featured in there. And the fact that it came around so quickly and through such a cool event like this, man, unbelievable.
It was awesome. It really, I mean, it wasn't like a quick shout out either. It was like a good, solid bit about, the event and us and everything like that. It was unreal. I don't know how else to describe it, but unreal. And we'll take that all day. That's something that also, when you look at something like Halo in the game and 343 in the community, like it just shows, a emphasis by 343 of, hey, this is a cool thing the community is doing. We're going to feature it. So how's that for, in the community together, like they didn't scoff at it, they didn't just mention it. They wrote a whole big thing about it, and really just it was awesome. It was awesome. It's exposure for gamers outreach, for the community, and for us and everyone involved. So
your audio went crazy.
It's
still pretty tough right now. I'm gonna mark this time down.
Stupid Skype. I hate Skype, by the way.
Is anyone else on, like, the internet in your apartment?
No. It's just my computer. I'm trying to turn some things off. See if that helps. I'll also maybe go a little screen with you. That'll help too. Less stuff. Let me plug my phone in real quick before we reset.
Okay.
Just in case I can Skype does die.
All right.
Computer sucks. Yeah. I gotta wipe that hard drive and do it all over again. I'll do it tomorrow. Alright.
Sean's streaming all those videos right now.
It's all that Australian horse racing. Alright. Is that better?
Yeah, look, it's sounding looking better right now.
It froze again. Alright, I'm not touching anything. Where was I?
I think you pretty much completed your thought. I'm gonna move on.
Okay, works for me.
I think that's pretty much it. Let me mark time.
Time after time.
Alright. Sorry about that, guys. We just had a little bit of audio issue there on Matty's end over there. Just working with Skype is not necessarily the best way to put these together, but we kind of work with the tools that we have. We are, I think, streamlining the connection over there a little bit, and we should be good to go from now on. Hopefully. So we want to talk a little bit about the weekly update that just came out with our section on the Halo Bowl. Some other stuff was in there as well. Mainly being
there was other stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the main event, the main course was Halo Bowl. But
obviously,
they did throw in a little chunk about score attack, which they are adding to campaign modes so that you can kind of push for points. Gives you a little bit of a reason to replay the campaign. They're porting over all the medals from the multiplayer. You have over 50, I believe, medals that you can earn to rank up points. And you can also kind of go head-to-head with your friends. There's real-time leaderboards that give you a little bit of friendly competition. You can see how your friends are doing on certain levels, rank up points. I mean, if that's something that you're really into and rolling points and medals in campaign, then that's a pretty cool ad. For me, I'm not really too thrilled with it. I know they're really trying to focus more on the PvE side with the upcoming Warzone Firefight DLC, but for me, you know, kind of a pass, but I think there's definitely an audience for it.
There has to be, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't make it, I would assume.
Right.
But I mean, it feels like a wasted use of resources to me, especially with how the campaign was received and stuff like that. It's just like kind of like, why? You know what I mean? Maybe it wasn't something too hard that they just put, you know, people on. Okay, but yeah, I don't really. I don't know. There's so many good ways, so many good games, ways to use time on stuff that it's just like, what the hell? Again?
Oh, it's bad.
Freak. I don't know, dude. What if I try to end the call and start it again? Is it gonna screw everything up?
Yeah, let's end it and start it again.
That's cat looking.
I don't know. Alright, I'll end it and start again. It'll just be a new file. It's fine.
Alright.
Okay, so it's a little bit of an update that they added. Give some more interest, give some replayability into the campaign, but you know, not a huge piece there. And I mean, other than that, the weekly update was a little bit light. So we want to move on a little bit to the E3 Halo update. The Xbox press conference was on Monday. There were some cool updates. Nothing really outside the box. I mean, I think a lot of it, or all of it, is what we were expecting, with Halo Wars 2 being really fully announced with a release date of February 21st of 2017. It will launch on Windows 10 and Xbox One. But the cool thing about it is the beta is available right now from June 13th to June 20th. So you can hop in and really check out the action. I think that game is going to be really fun. I never played the original Halo Wars, which I'm a little bit frustrated about, but I hope I can kind of jump on this time around and check it out, because I mean, there's so many guys, especially the EG guys, they talk about hopping on and playing all the time. They're on Halo Wars, the first one. There's 2v2. There's a lot of action that you can really get into, which I had no idea even existed. And you were saying Creative Assembly is a part of it, right?
Yeah, so the game is being developed with Creative Assembly, essentially. Creative Assembly, for most people that don't know, if you're not any type of PC gamer or anything like that, they are the ones involved in the Total War series. So Rome Total War, Medieval Total War. I mean, what else they go into? They went into Samurai thing, Total War. I don't remember what it's called, but there's a whole bunch of them. They just came out with a new game, actually, which is supposed to be really cool. It's like a sci-fi Total War thing, which maybe kind of how they got to Halo, too. Maybe that's and kind of having the two together helped them out. But they're awesome at strategy games. They really are. You know, RTS games, strategy games, they're the go-to for that. So it's I'm super excited for that reason, just because it's like 343 is like, hey, you know, at Halo Wars, it was a good game. It was decently received. Now we're going to go Halo Wars 2. It looks sweet. The trailer looks freaking awesome. And then bringing these guys in, they're the best in the business. So I am super pumped for it. I'm still skeptical about playing it on a console with a controller, just based off I've played quite a bit of the Total War games and strategy games in general. Things like StarCraft 2 and I played like 3 or 4 Total War games, but it doesn't seem. It seems difficult with a controller. So I'm interested to see how it's going to play. I actually have the beta downloaded, so I'm super excited to jump into it here whenever we finish this up. But I will see what we can do as we go along. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
I heard that the original Halo Wars was great with the controller, and I feel was Creative Assembly on the first one or only the second one?
I don't know. It could be. Maybe they were in the first one. I don't know. But I don't, like, none of us ever played it. I think mean, I'm trying to remember. Like, I remember hearing a couple of our friends playing it and then not liking it at all. Like I think Bradley, our friend Bradley, played it for a little while, and then he was like, "Yeah, this isn't that great," And
it'll be interesting to see what they do to get this one up. I'm excited, cautiously optimistic for sure. I've always liked those types of real-time strategy games on the PC. Civilization. I mean, even if this isn't strategy, but if you want to throw in Roller Coaster Tycoon, I love those types of games. Civilization, I could play one more turn. It's 4 a.m. That game is so addicting, and I'm just excited to check something like this out that's in the Halo universe and see what it's all about. The cool thing is... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it does look epic too, as far as like the Halo universe and stuff like that goes. Like, did you? I don't know if you got a chance to watch the trailer yet or not. But, yeah, I mean, just looks super cool and epic as far as like the scenes and fights and stuff like that. And that's something that you get that from the Total War games too. You can kind of zoom in and see like the individual people fighting. So like zooming in and seeing like the Spartan companies fighting, the elites and stuff like that. I think it'll be awesome. So it seems like it'll be pretty epic.
Nice, that's great. And the cool thing about buying Halo Wars 2 is you get the Halo Wars Definitive Edition. So that's the enhanced version of the original Halo Wars. Upgraded graphics, achievements, all the DLC for the original game is included. And that will all be running natively on Windows 10 and Xbox One. So again, like me, if you missed out on the first one, you can get this and really be caught up and up to speed with everything that's going on Halo Wars. And that's pretty much it, right? So, I mean, E3... Yeah,
I wish it was a little sooner, though, as far as timeline. February seems pretty far away, considering they're running a beta already.
February 21st. Yeah, I mean, I guess the nice thing is, which a lot of the times these betas anymore are pretty much a finished product. With this far enough out, hopefully they can find bugs and correct things for the release.
Yeah, that is a good point. And as we always say, take your time with games. We'll wait.
Make it right. Make it right.
Yeah.
So, Fantasy HCS, we talked about it last week. Pro League is in full flight. We are 2 weeks into the season. Fantasy HCS gets you so involved and gets you so hooked on paying attention to players and teams that you may not really care about outside of your main team. So, if you guys are interested, anyone listening, go ahead and join our league. It's fantasyhcs.com. The league is DeltaHalo Podcast. You said there wasn't a password, but if you do run into that case, it's DeltaHalo Rules, one word, just like O'Doyle Rules.
Right.
There are only 2 spots left, though, and they are going to go quick. So you got to hop on it right now and join up if you're looking for a Fantasy HCS league to be a part of. It's really running fast. I mean, we have 16 spots, and 14 of them are full. It's awesome. Really, really cool. And Team Gamblin is in first right now, so congrats to him for being, 2 weeks into it. You got the lead, but I'm gunning for you. Sergeant Teabags, we are sitting in 4th currently.
Sergeant Teabags.
And my roster, at least going into last week, Frosty, Hook, APG, and Pistola was solid.
That was.
Top 5. I'll take it. And really looking to get that top spot. Who's on your roster? You filling out for this upcoming week yet?
I haven't yet. I've been doing the E3 stuff, so I really haven't got a chance to do it today. But I've been press conferencing it hard. I have a problem with E3. It's like my favorite time of year. It's like Christmas.
I think it's Christmas for a lot of people, for sure.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, we had some really, really good Pro League action last week with some surprises and some things like CLG continuing to be undefeated at 4-0, not much of a surprise. So looking back at kind of what went down from each matchup, starting on Thursday, Renegades and Envy was the first matchup of the week, and Envy took down Renegades. Renegades was sitting at a pretty 2-0, and that was a great win for them, for Envy to take them down. Allegiance, the surprise, I think, really, taking down Enigma 6, they swept them 3-0, like, out of left field. I mean, we all knew Allegiance was a good team, but after the tough showing last week, that was a really good one to see them show up against E6.
Yeah, E6 is leaving us wanting a little bit here. I'm not going to lie. After the way they ran kind of into the year, I was expecting big things out of them. So, or the beginning of the split, we were expecting pretty big things out of them. I think they've been a little disappointing. I mean, tough matchups. So, take that with whatever. But
every matchup's going to be tough, I feel like, going forward,
Yeah, you got to bring your A game every week, which is something that'll be cool to see as we go along, too. Not to get too much into it, but it's a fairly long season. So, I mean, these guys have to stay on their game for a longer period of time maybe than they're used to. So it'll be cool to see how the teams adapt and stuff.
Right. And, I mean, I think the format is really interesting because it allows things like this to occur where, I mean, you have one matchup that day, another matchup the next day, and that's it. Like, it's not like a tournament where you have your entire pool play to go through. You're playing a lot of matches. You can drop one and still end up in the winner's bracket, whatever it may be. There is a lot of flexibility. I feel like there's more wiggle room in a tournament format because you're able to have a down game. You're able to have one that you maybe aren't on your top game, your top gun skills, but in this format, you need to be on every single game in your matchup, or you're going to be down. I mean, it's a pretty big deal, and I wonder how much that affects some of these teams.
Well, there's no warming up. There's no, dropping the first matchup or something like that, and then still have an opportunity to go forward, Like, there's no getting warmed up and getting into it. You got to go in guns a-blazing right away every single week, and, you really have to be able to get up for the one match, and then instead of trying to carry the momentum and stuff like that, you got to be able to get up for the next match, wait until the next day, then get up again for it and be on your game. So it's interesting to see how they adapt. I mean, and we say that just because a lot of these guys are so used to playing tournaments. I mean, this is kind of a new thing for Halo as far as like the weekly, summer split type of thing. It's really not something we see often, so it's kind of cool to see a different dynamic as far as that goes.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with you, and it's so cool because it throws them off of their typical rhythm. I would say, they go into it expecting, or not even expecting. They've played a certain way their entire professional careers, however long that may be, in these tournament formats, and it kind of gets turned on its head. So I think it's really interesting. I love seeing it, and it'll just be interesting to see how they adapt going forward. So to finish off kind of the matches from Thursday last week, Optic Gaming finally got their first win. They took down Team Liquid 3-1, which was great for them. They're on the board. They're not going to be in last place. And then you've got CLG and EG, which is really the key matchup of the day, even though we really did talk about ALG and E6 as being a big one as well. But CLG took down EG and remained undefeated 3-0 after Thursday. But moving into Friday, we had Team Liquid going up against Renegades. Renegades rebounded after their loss to Envious, beating Team Liquid. E6 took down EG, which was really the match that I think we were both looking forward to, because now that put EG at a 2-2 on the season. They lost both their games last week. That is interesting. They're sitting mid-pack right now. It can easily swing, I think. It's early enough in the season, but gosh, they're going to need to be able to put some wins together going forward.
Yeah, they're up in it right now, that's for sure. They're in the muck, if it were. But, they really, I mean, it's tough. I mean, if you play CLG, and I actually watched a little bit of the first matchup, and actually, as we were talking about the Halo Bowl and stuff like that, and we had the rubber banding issues going on with the stream.
Gosh. Yeah.
Apparently that's an issue because CLG and EG had that too, pretty bad, to the point where they had to stop the stream and stuff like that, or stop the game and then try to fix it and everything. So I don't know what the issue is with that, and the spectator mode, I think, is probably what's really messing with it. But they kind of would be nice if they fixed that.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, that is if they're gonna have matches every single week that they're hoping that people tune in for. On the stream.
On their Twitch thing.
They are going to need this corrected immediately. I mean, Halo Bowl, we had, 2 matches of rubber banding, and it was, you could still watch it, but it was almost unwatchable from a spectator standpoint.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, CLG EG was the matchup we were looking forward to. I was super pumped to watch it. I was getting ready for bed, and it was on. I turned it on, and I was like, all right, well, they're stopped. I'm gonna go to sleep. It's late. It was late at night, and I wanted to watch it, but it's tough when it kills all the momentum that you have going on, especially with such a good matchup too. It was an awesome game. The game one was really, really, really good, and then it was like, all right, well, letdown. So
yeah, that's really frustrating. It's something that you think they should have squared away at this point. I mean, they have. I mean, it's technology, man.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
But you gotta figure. I mean, you have to be able to.
In order to keep people around watching, getting them to come back, you need to have that experience be 100% run like butter. It has to work. It just has to work.
You're not going to watch a TV show if it's cutting in and out the whole time, or,
right, I mean,
or something like that. You're not going to watch a sporting event if it's cutting the broadcast every time, or if you can barely see if it's bad, like granular, texture or something like that. Like if it's not good quality, you're not going to watch it. You're going to do something else.
Yeah, exactly. The presentation is as good as the stream, as good as the quality of that stream is. I mean, that's why people love watching sports in HD. It makes the sport amazing. If you can't follow through, deliver on that promise, people will do something else.
And we'll give them some slack a little bit here too, just because, as we've talked about before, this is kind of their test, their beta, if you will, for this type of format. So we'll give them a little slack. Hopefully they can learn from the season. We didn't expect it to be fantastic.
No, you're gonna work out the kinks.
Groundbreaking, but yeah,
work out the kinks.
Yeah, other esports have been around for a little while. They've done this before. They've worked out the kinks, so we should give 343 and Halo, the benefit of doubt in a lot of cases, and let them do the same.
Sure. So ALG and CLG was the third matchup of Friday this past week, and predictably CLG took down Allegiance, and then Optic Gaming and Envy was the last match of the week. Envious taking down Optic Gaming, dropping Optic into a 1-3 hole just above Team Liquid at their 0-4. Team Allegiance, who, taking down E6 on day one, is still in a 1-3 hole. Tied at 2-2 apiece are E6 and EG. Then you've got the next tier up from there is Envious and Renegades at 3-1, and then CLG leading the pack as we all expected them to at 4-0. Do you think anybody will be able to take down CLG? They have looked pretty unbeatable again.
They're it's hard to explain, like when you watch them play, like how they win games. Like if they're playing EG, like it's a close game. Like it's going back and forth, and you think, maybe EG is going to win this game. It looks like they're going to. They're outslaying them right now. They're playing great, and then it's just something they recover. They don't. If they're down, if something's not going their way in the game, they know exactly what to do, and they're able to execute it perfectly. Mm-hmm. And it's ridiculous how good they are, and just first of all, how really good they are at out shooting in a lot of cases and outplaying. I mean, from top to bottom, they're silly. They're good. And it just leads them, with their ability to work together and their strategies and how they got everything nailed down, they may sweep it. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised at this point. I just would not be surprised. For perspective, and I think we talked a little bit about it after Halo Bowl, running into Drunken Halo. You get into those situations, and it's impressive for teams like CLG, and you gotta think EG has the ability to as well. But even though they're sitting 2-2, but you get into those situations where it's like, man, we're getting run over right now. And that might be the case. There might be times where it's very, very even for CLG, but they have the ability to understand what the other team is doing, rise above it, and take the wins. Like, they can understand and adapt so quickly, and they are just so sharp and understand how each of their team members plays that they are able to just rise above it and get the wins. It's really impressive. A lot of the time they're able to impose their wills on the other teams, but in situations or single games where they can't, they are still able to control and kind of tweak their strategy for the opponent that they're playing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have, and honestly, I think a lot of it comes down to their swagger that they have as like individuals and
confidence.
Confidence.
Unbelievable.
Crazy. Like, they know that they can win, individual fights, group fights. I think they just know, and they have the ability. They know they have the ability, and they know that they've done what they need to do. And it's just, when you get prepared, when you have good preparation and stuff like that, you go into it, and
there's nothing to worry about.
And I think that they have a little bit of an attitude with them too, which is like the whole part of the thing where they don't want to lose the game. Like they're not going to just like let their foot off the pedal, because I think they really want to like set the message, and they've been doing it for a while. But like, hey, you guys stop. Like, you know, like no one even come close to talking crap about us or anything like that. You can't even be talked about in the same sentence as we are. I mean, they're just dominant.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And I think we all expected it, but now that we're actually seeing it, it's still amazing. I mean, you cannot discount it. It's still very amazing that they're able to go up against every team four games so far and just, you know, still be 4-0. It's no less impressive. 4
players are better than literally every single person in the entire world that plays Halo. It's just insane to think, and it's crazy, and it's just, I don't know. It's well done by CLG and their organization as a whole. So.
Yeah, totally. So let's roll into week 3's matches. So we got matches again Thursday, Friday. It's what it is every single week. We've got June 16th, June 17th this week. On Thursday, we've got Evil Geniuses and Team Allegiance as the first matchup. Envious and Team Liquid, the second. Renegades versus Optic Gaming is the third. And then CLG versus E6, which I think will be a great matchup on the first day of week 3.
Yeah, I think you get some close matchups there. And I think you get the CLG against any of the top 5 teams is going to be the premier matchup for the week, just until they get beat, especially.
Who's going to take them down? Who's going to take them down? That's what it is. Who can take down the king?
Definitely the one I'm looking forward to. And you look at E6 as the team that, you know, while they're
going to be on.
Sure, right? I mean, we talk about CLG's consistency. Is E6 going to get their stuff together and be able to, you know, throw in a couple wrenches into CLG's plans and take them down? Maybe, you never know.
That's the big question. That's the big question. If they show up, I think all bets are off, really.
Which seems like a pretty big if, but we'll see.
I mean, you really never know. They have a solid comp, and we'll see what they can put out there. But moving into Friday, we've got Renegades and CLG up first, which I don't know if there will be much of a surprise there. You never know. Renegades could pull something out of a hat there, but
they look good, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, they're sitting at 3-1. They're sitting pretty right now, so we could see it. We could see it happen. There's no chance they're going to lose to Optic Gaming on Thursday. They'll be at 4-1 going into Friday, so that could definitely be something where they are like, man, guys, come on, we're 4-1. Let's take this win. We'll draw even with CLG on the season potentially.
Yeah, I think the big question there is, are they going to be solid enough in their strategy and execution to be able to undo CLG
in a 5-game series too? You got to win 3. You can't. You can't just win 1.
Right. Exactly. So we'll see. I hope that'd be sweet if they're 4-1, but
it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. Second matchup of Friday, we've got Team Liquid and E6. Third matchup, Optic Gaming and Team Allegiance. And the final matchup of the week is Team Envious and Evil Geniuses, which I think will be a very even matchup. Envious has shown that they can play with the top dogs of the league right now, sitting 3-1 as well with Renegades. And EG, they really need to pull it together and perform, because 0-2 last week is not going to help them, and they are going to definitely need to take both this week.
Yeah, I think if you look at that one, I think it's a pretty good game where you can look at it and say this could be a sweet 5-game series, you know?
Yeah.
It's back and forth, and which is good, and maybe we'll be able to stay up late enough to do it, considering we're old. But
no, so we'll catch all that. But all right, so moving into the wait, I don't want to go too far ahead here. Let me start over.
Bring it back.
Bring it back now. So, weekly intel this week, we are going to be joined with the one and only Cat. It's going to be hopping up here in just a minute, and it's going to be a fan submitted topic this week, which I absolutely love, and I think it's something that I would just, if anyone has an idea out there, like, man, I would love to get your takes. I'd love to get your guys' opinion on this, whatever it may be, whatever's on the top of your head that we can really kind of break down and get into. We would love to have anyone's have their input into what this weekly intel topic could be moving forward. This one is coming at us from Aladin 91. Fantastic gamer tag, by the way. Yeah. But we'll get into that right after this.
Get the chode cat in here.
Yep. I'm just going to end this and start a new track whenever he gets on.
Listen to the track.
Hey, everybody. Look who it is. He is here. Cat is with us now, and so happy that you made it onto this episode.
Sorry, guys. I was late. Had a couple late sales. Got to stick it in there for work, unfortunately.
Yeah, you do.
But I made it. I'm here. I'm excited.
All right. So we talked a lot about Halo Bolt earlier in this episode, but we didn't get to have your feedback. Like, what did you think about it? What'd you think of the event as a whole, the matches we played, and God, the entire cause, the money that we raised?
Okay, so overall, probably one of the coolest experiences I've personally ever had. I was actually just talking to my grandma on the way home and telling her all about it because I was just that excited about it. I mean, it's an awesome accomplishment. What we did that day, over $1,600 in 6 hours?
Yeah.
That's amazing, and we couldn't have asked for anything more. So thank you guys for everybody donating, everybody watching, retweeting, anybody that got us viewers, everybody. It was just amazing. So the event in a whole went very well, I think. The announcers, man, were they good. I would be watching the matches after, we may have not done so well in the first couple. But I'd be watching it. The announcers killed it. They really kept the viewers' attention. That was a big part of it. They did great, absolutely. Commend them for that. The presentation was really well. It was cool that we had some pro gamers tweeting at us or joining the stream. We had we got the 343 guy coming in there. Bravo,
yeah, bravo.
That one dude.
That one dude from that one game maker. No, that was cool. Thank you, Bravo, for showing up. That was a big help for our cause. And it was just exciting for us to have you watching us play. Unfortunately, I had to watch our first couple. As for the actual gameplay, I was kind of bummed a little bit about our performance, but we didn't ever really. Now for the excuses.
Excuses, let them roll.
Well, first of all, let me defend ourselves. We are geared more towards competitive gaming in our podcast, but as we said from the start, we're just normal, everyday gamers like you guys. We just really like it, and I like the competitive side to it because when I was a lot younger, that was my life goal, and unfortunately, I started selling cars, so
I had to pay the bills.
Had to pay the bills. We didn't have this cool stuff like you guys have now, especially at the younger age where you guys have time to go through it and do it unless you were obviously already into the pro league. So I'm not downing older gamers for being in there. You guys, I'm just jealous. You're too old. No, so in my defense, we did say from the start that we are just normal, everyday, casual gamers like you guys. I consider we're the part-time elite. If you look at our Twitter,
that's right.
We are elite part of the time.
Only part of the time.
We're gamers with full-time jobs. But yeah, unfortunately, we didn't look very well. We had our extra fourth gamer. He'll listen to this, but I'm sorry. He didn't perform like I thought he was going to. He did have my backing. Could be my fault. But yeah, we got a lot of hashtag drop beast modes out there.
It was tough. I mean, it's tough. We didn't
Yeah.
play a ton together. Excuse again. We didn't get a ton as a 4 full-sum. I know a lot of the other teams didn't either, but that was definitely a tough part of it.
Yeah. For the excuses, we don't play together. I was all over the place. I think mainly I was just trying to play as two people because legit wasn't holding his own. That's my excuse. I was just trying to do way too much. You guys are watching. I wouldn't get myself in a good position. I'd be dropping down out of hills instead of holding areas. But I mean, man, it's crazy to feel that aspect of the competitive gamer.
Mm-hmm.
The amount that they have to practice and be well played together, I mean, I played all day, but you have those. I don't know. Maybe it's just being us casual gamers, but I know pro gamers have to feel it too. That the more I played yesterday, I kind of like overplayed myself, and when I got to the tournament, I wasn't as good as I was earlier that day. So you have like hot streaks, cold streaks, and it just has to like work out for your favor in that moment of time for the tournament. So it's just so cool to see that aspect of it. I don't know. Are we going to go more into that later in the podcast?
Not particularly. So do what you got to do now. Get it out there. I think a main point you're kind of dancing around is something that I noticed, and I don't know. I never really played to this extent of like that competitive of games where it was just focused 100% of the time. By the end, it was just so draining, even though you were just kind of sitting there playing. All the communication, all the brain power, all the focus that you needed to put solely on that game was, I mean, it's exhausting. It is hard to do for match after match after match if you don't do it that often. Like if you don't practice that way, if you don't play and scrim that way all the time, it's exhausting.
Yeah, I agree. Not anything I would have expected. 'Cause, I mean, you could sit there and play 5 hours of Halo and you don't feel tired. I mean, your eyes might burn a little bit, but you're not physically exhausted. I was absolutely drained after that night. I
was good, actually, by the way. I really wasn't
there he is over there.
I really wasn't, I swear.
You're probably half drunk, too, by the end of it, so you're probably feeling real good.
Yeah. It wasn't like while we were playing and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just... And
also, it's depressant, so that's not a good argument. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Get out of here with that. The announcers and you being broadcasted on Twitch with all of you guys watching definitely adds an element into it. I mean, you always have that in the back of the head. Like, they could be on your cam, they could be watching you. You want to do some sweet plays. They missed my triple kill in the beginning in the first game of Coliseum, though. I had a triple no-scope kill. I was so hoping that was going to make it on, but I don't think it did. But having the announcers, feeling that aspect of it, with the viewers and all of that stuff adds to the element of how you're feeling when you're gaming. I guess the whole part of that being in the part of the tournament is just seeing what these guys actually go through. And, I mean, we're playing for respect. They're playing for $1 million.
Yeah, they're playing for their jobs, their livelihood, for the most part, at least, in those bigger tournaments.
Yeah, so I can't even imagine how they feel, especially when the emotions start running a little high. You might not be hitting your kills, the team's losing, because we felt that a little bit. Not too much, because we're doing it for a good cause, but we still wanted to win.
Man, I would have loved to have naded out there, yelling in my ears, trying to get me all pumped up. That would have got me going. That would have made all the difference.
He would have been berating us till no end. Why'd you do that? Why'd you go there? What'd you go there for? Are you dumb?
He would have just given up after the first match.
I would have been like, you guys are scrubs. We're done. Man, we're done here.
A coach would be awesome, having the guy behind you just talking in your ear all the time.
That'd be interesting.
Keeping you guys working as a team. I see a big need for the coach now. That's great.
We should have had Birdman walk around behind me while he was here, while we were doing the tournament.
I mean,
again, want to thank Method for being a kind of off-screen coach to us, giving us some tips, getting us all motivated. Great job, Method.
He was sending us some good tips in the DMs on Twitter, which was awesome. I really, really appreciated that. But yeah, I mean, there were times where our biggest issue was power weapons and power-ups. We started to get power weapons better towards the end, but I mean, we still had issues with power-ups, and that's something that, I mean, obviously we need to work better at, but a coach can make the difference. For sure, helping you set up and understand when the timers are coming and things like that.
Yeah, that was good. I think MattyIce was probably the closest thing we had to someone that can pay attention for power-ups. And towards the end, when we played against Evolved, you kind of see us take control a little bit more. Their excuse were we were a competitive podcast, so we should beat them. But like I said, we're normal gamers.
I mean, that's the thing. We can love watching it. It doesn't mean we're pro gamers, right? I mean, we just love the competitive nature of the game. Doesn't mean we're awesome at the game. So
I watch 100 hockey games a year probably, and I can skate.
That's a great
Barely,
comparison.
but not really.
We're not gonna be all-star hockey players just by watching a ton, or all-star football players. It's really what we care about. I mean, we absolutely love professional Halo. It's awesome to watch. It's fun to follow the teams, and the competitive nature of it is just, it's awesome. It's something that's kind of unrivaled. You can't necessarily find it other places in a game, especially like this, that we love.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we watch esports and sports in general, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So more of our defense.
I don't think we need to make excuses, though. We did our part.
No,
we were outgunned. That's all.
There's next year, boys, or next event. We might do it in the winter. I'm not sure when they're going to do the next one, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think the most important thing was that we talked a lot of crap going into it.
It's always really about the trash talk. I think our trash talk game was at its peak and unrivaled. I mean, if it's trash talk alone, we would have won.
Next level.
And to be honest, yeah, we trash talk each team too. It was like a nice, evenly spread. It wasn't just gaining up on one team.
Oh, we dabble.
Next event, we're bringing the trash talk hard.
That's what you got to expect.
And a fourth player that's going to know what they're doing. Sorry, legit. You're the man. We love you.
All right, so
there's one more thing I wanted to hit on about
Any more thoughts?
One more. A huge one. Especially throughout the weeks prior to the event, this was really in the back of my head. Man, the amount of things that go into putting something like that off behind the scenes is crazy. We all played our own part. We got Sergeant setting up our donations. You had like Podtacular and all those guys helping with the streaming, getting the third party, getting our announcers, and getting everything coordinated to work on that day when I think most of us have jobs and stuff like that we're coordinating around. And I wanted to just thank all the other podcasts for being able to come together like this too. And the amount of work that they also put into it was a really good team effort.
We couldn't have,
but
we honestly wouldn't have been able to do it without them. I mean,
no, not at all.
Everybody leveraged their own strengths to bring it together and put on this awesome event. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Drunken Halo, Podtacular, Podcast Evolve. Everyone really came together in an extraordinary way. Yeah, I mean, we'd be having like group Skype meetings, and it would be like a different person in there every time because we'd have to do it through our schedules. But yet somehow we all worked as a team and just pulled it off. Yeah, I think that was amazing. Right? We talked about that earlier. Me and Sergeant talked about the power of the community when you get together. You know. It's awesome. That's right. That's right. I mean, it's awesome, and next time's only going to be bigger and better. And I'm pumped, man. I think this Halo Bowl thing is definitely here to stay, and we're going to make our mark on it. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. That's it. All right, let's move on to the weekly intel. We delayed it enough here, everybody. We had to get Cat's input, though. The topic this week, as we mentioned, is a fan-submitted topic, which we love. We love this involvement. It's from Aladin91. I'm going to quote from the email he sent us because I think it really kind of does it justice. So he says, about a week into the month, I noticed that it had been a while since an Assault game had come up in matchmaking. Then I realized I hadn't played on Torque or Tyrant in a while, also Overgrowth and Riptide, but I'm not complaining about those garbage maps. So I took the internet to do some research and found that 343 has pulled these maps and game types from the Team Arena playlist as a part of their recent Arena refresh. The reasoning provided is to provide the same play experience you will see in the Summer Pro League. We have been drip-fed new maps throughout the last 8 months and finally got a new game type in Arena only to have it removed from the rotation. So, I mean, he really kind of put out a few different top pieces there that build up to this bigger topic of if 343 is going to go out and release all this DLC, all these new maps, Assault as a new game type, and not let us play them, take them out of the Team Arena playlist, what is the point of them pulling all these pieces and giving them to us? You know, they're dropping these and not putting them into the rotation. I mean, what do you guys think about this? What's your first impression of this idea that Aladin brought up? I mean, I think it's layered in several different areas as far as that goes. As far as the maps go, as far as the topic as a whole, but as far as the maps go,
I don't mind them weeding out the maps that people don't like, or that they don't like, or that aren't playing well. Like you said, he wasn't too hurt that they took out those maps, or weeded them out as
Overgrowth and Riptide. I don't think anyone misses those.
The weeded them out reference, but it's just that's fine. I get that. That's okay with me. If you're gonna do something where you're gonna bring in these new maps and try things out and see how they play, if they end up not playing the way you want them to, or people don't like them as a whole, take them out. That's fine. I think that's something you're seeing there. I don't think it's necessarily even if it's something like the map doesn't competitively play well, take it out of Team Arena. I'm fine with that. So I don't really have an issue with that, especially when they're doing this whole thing with releasing new maps and stuff. But as far as as a whole of bringing out this content, these game types, and then just having this stuff just be gone, why not have a social playlist? I mean, I think essentially that's probably what we'll get to when we talk about why not. I mean, what do you guys think as far as that goes? Why not have a social playlist of you have Team Arena, you have the arena types you're looking at, social playlist that's permanent of this is the maps and stuff like that. Just go from there.
I completely agree. I'm actually going to be on the same exact level as you. I mean, you just look at Call of Duty, and they have a million different game types. Now, do you play all those game types? No. People do, yes. But it also adds to your replay effect of the game, so you're not burned out on the same 4 playlists. And am I going to want to play One Bomb Assault very often? Not really. But I would like to have the option to do it when I'm not feeling any other game types. I honestly think if it's 4v4 and there's 8 people that are playing, let them go play what they want to play. I mean, we're there to have fun. I mean, everybody's going to have their ranked. There's ranked playlists in all game that a lot of people will focus on. Like I would focus on ranked stuff. But there's no reason that there shouldn't be an immense amount of variation in social playlists. There should be snipers. There should be SWAT. There should be, the One Bomb Assault. That could definitely be in there because there's groups of people that want to play that, and if they enjoy it, let them. I don't see the point of focusing everybody in 5 playlists. There's enough players to go around.
Well, I think
I love it. Sorry, just real quick. Sorry, Kat mentioned Assault, so. The Assault game was awesome that they had. They brought up, I had some really, really great games playing Assault, and then it's just gone because it's not competitive. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean, I think, and obviously they have way more data on the back end that we're not seeing as far as playlist populations and the amount of people that are playing or enjoying the feedback that they're receiving from an Assault Assault game type. So I totally understand that, and that's probably a reason that they're trying to not fragment the population into all of these various social playlists. But at the same time, there needs to be an area where we're able to play all of these game types on all of the maps. You are giving us these maps for a reason. If I want to play Capture the Flag on Tyrant, or for God, who knows why, on Overgrowth, let me do it. I know the map's probably not designed for it, but maybe it's a Strongholds. If I want to play Strongholds on Overgrowth, let me do it. Put it in a playlist that has all of these different game types and all these different maps. Sure, it doesn't have to be ranked, but there's a reason you made these maps. There's a reason you thought they were good. There's a reason that you included them in these DLC. If you don't think they're good enough to be played competitively, why did you make them in the first place? Why did you take the pro team and have them play test them and have it pass that play testing and get them into rotation if you don't think it's good enough for the pro league at all?
And even if it's something where you want it, where you have an upper, all right, these maps that are in the pro league are the best ones and they work the best. That's great. Have that top tier level. Like you said, these maps, they're still quality maps. Why not have them? Why not just have them available in some capacity? Mm-hmm. I just take. So I get the whole fragmenting thing, and that makes perfect sense. I'm sure they have the data of we don't have enough to put snipers, social slayers, social this, big team battle, everything else. It's going to be too fragmented. And they don't want that. I get that. That's probably why they're doing the weekly thing. As much as I want snipers to be a permanent rank thing, it just doesn't. It's not going to happen. It doesn't seem like. So, moving on from that, that's fine. Accept that. I can deal with that. But there's no reason not to just have a social arena playlist where it's all the maps, all the game types. Keep it fresh. It's not make it 5v5. Who cares? Just do it something 5v5. The players can drop in and out. It's just you go in, you rip around. It's fun. You're shooting things. You're playing Halo. What? Just why not? Why not just have it? It makes no sense just not have it.
No,
you don't care if you win or lose.
It has to be. It has to be 4v4 though. I mean, I understand it. Yeah, drop in, drop out.
It was just an example of like who cares how it plays and stuff like that. Just do it.
Because the thing, I mean, I guess I understand that, but adding two additional people, one on each team, completely changes the map, completely changes the flow. If you want to play a map for fun, like I want to play Overgrowth Strongholds, I still want to have that same 4v4 setup, so I feel like I feel like I'm playing a competitive map, but I'm not. Like I just feel like it ruins the experience by adding 5v5 on those smaller arena maps. So I would be happy with 4v4, drop in, drop out. That's completely fine, but
I wasn't advocating for 5v5. I was just using it as an example of like, who cares?
I don't know.
I think you're missing the point, Loki.
Because that's how it used to be. That's how they used to do it for Social Slayer. Remember, they used to make it 5. They used to make it 5v5, and no one liked it, and it was still 5v5. So it's an example of like, who cares? Just do it. Essentially.
Yeah. That's what I thought you meant, man. I got what you were putting down.
Got my back. Thanks.
I picked it up. Lokes goes off into the tangent, but I agree. I hate 5v5. I don't know if it's from being an old school Halo player, but I hate it.
Yeah, it kills the flow.
Some things I wanted to look into are reasons that maybe why they would fragment it. Obviously, to keep you in the smaller playlist, so a lot of people playing it and stuff like that. But other reasons, you have the big fragment of Warzone. I guess that is a big statistic to add in there. You're cutting a lot of the Halo community. And a lot of the Warzone people, I feel like maybe players that want to play with all those power weapons all the time, and they're kind of restricting them to Warzone instead of letting them go out and play with those weapons. I was kind of thinking...
why they're not doing it? They want to keep them in Warzone?
Exactly.
Because that's generating them revenue on rec packs.
Right?
Exactly.
Maybe.
Well, that too, yeah.
Conspiracy theories, right?
Put on your tinfoil hat.
Makes sense. Yeah. So you got that. I mean, there's got to be reasons they're not coming out with them on a playlist. So I'm trying to think of anything, like if they're compressing data, that makes sense a little bit.
I mean, I really do think it just comes down to the population. I think Warzone's a great example. I think that's a really, really main point. But I also think that if you want to get people really excited about Pro League and vice versa playing the game, so you're going to go watch Pro League, you're going to go see these guys play, and you're going to come back into the game and be like, yeah, I'm stoked. Like, I'm going to play those same exact maps and playlists that Hook, Boo Boo, Snipe Down, those guys just played in their matches on Thursday night. Like, I totally understand. You want to have that same correlation, that same experience. But I just don't understand adding one additional playlist of Social Team Arena. Team Arena, Social Team Arena.
Yeah, just the arena. And another reason...
If I'm playing solo, too. I mean, sorry.
You're fine.
I don't want to go into Team Arena solo, but maybe I want to play Team Arena.
Yeah.
But I don't want to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. And then another reason I was thinking of why they may not love that, I honestly it was like the biggest point ever that I was talking about.
Now he's lost it.
Hold on, you guys talk. I'll remember exactly what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, I got it. So, how much time do you think that they put into Forge? A ton of time. That's a big thing for Halo. Maybe restricting the amount of playlists they add to the actual matchmaking is contributing to the amount of custom games played. Because you can always play any game type because you have to go out there and make it. And maybe they're trying to... Because I bet you if you added 15 different matchmaking playlists to really spread the community out, I bet you that does take from the numbers of Forge. So you're pulling from that too. I'm trying to think of, if you're looking at the data in the whole, you're adding a ton of more playlists that people can play a bunch of other exciting things, or the people that want to play those exciting things doing it in custom games, it's going to pull them out.
I don't think you're taking those people from, if you do a Social Slayer thing, I don't think you're taking any of those people. If you're someone who's going to get custom players together and go try out new maps, like, that's a specific people who are going to do that no matter what, because that's what they like to do.
And they have
Forgers are going to forge. Yeah. Those guys who like to play those new maps are going to do that stuff, right?
Forger's going to forge, haters going to hate.
That's right.
I mean, isn't it crazy? We're like reaching for reasons why they wouldn't add social playlists, and the reasons that we're coming up with aren't really that good.
No, I think you touched on it. I think it's a matter of not wanting to fragment the community and just not wanting to take people away from Warzone.
Yeah, I do think it's. I honestly do think it's that simple. I think Warzone is their baby. It's their revenue generator. It's what's fueling Pro League and those prizes, and it's what's allowing them to have an always-on team continuing to create content to provide it to us for free.
So you're saying Warzone is the reason we do not have team snipers? It just makes me hate Warzone even more.
Well, no, I think it's part of it.
No,
I get it, but no, in the end.
And you look at something like Big Team Battle, which they put in, which would have been, you think, the #1 thing to take away from Warzone, and that's a playlist now. So
that's true.
I don't know. I think it's a part of it as far as that goes, but
I wouldn't mind ranked Big Team. That would be fun too. Or no, some ranked clan matches. Back in Halo 2, we could do the clan matches, play together, and get a clan ranking. Awesome.
So, I mean, that's it. That's an interesting point that you brought up, and this kind of diverts away from the weekly intel topic, but I do want to oh my god, I can't talk. I do want to touch on it.
He just want to touch it.
So I want to touch on it real quick. They announced it at the end of the Xbox E3 press conference is an arena app, right? So it allows you to set up these competitive matches within an environment on Xbox Live. So this might be a place where you're able to bring in your company, your Spartan company, or your clan, or whatever it is, your team, into this arena environment and run ladders, essentially.
Ladders. Cool. That's what I was kind of about to say.
They didn't go into too much detail, but I really hope that it's like a seamless thing within the game too. Yeah. Where like you sign up for it like through the arena app, and then it goes right into the game, and it's like there. Like I don't know. I saw that, and now I'm going way off the deep end. But I am so pumped to play FIFA and the arena thing. I am gonna anyone who plays FIFA and all my listeners, you're gonna get destroyed if you come in a bracket. It's just not gonna be pretty.
I think I've beaten you. I think I've beaten you at FIFA.
So I'll let you know that you will not find me on FIFA or Madden. I mean, I'll take you to Pound Town in NHL, but that's the only sports game I play.
All right, let's get back on topic here. Back on topic. Right. So they.
Oh man.
What?
If we get an arena ESHL. Oh, sorry, I just kind of got like excited there a little bit.
Oh sorry. Man, easily
back on topic
around here. All right, so what are your thoughts about this whole model that they've been using to give us this whole drip-fed content every single month, only to take it away from us in this manner? Because yes, it is potentially still in Slayer, SWAT, those matches, but like what's the I don't want to say ethical move, but like, is this just like dangling the carrot and kind of saying, here's a bunch of really great content, we hope you're happy, but we're not going to let you play it in the ways that you want to play it? It's
essentially saying here's a bunch of, and we've talked about this, of like, we're okay with them giving us free content, and it hasn't been exceptional content. Some of it's been good, some of it's been bad, a lot of it's been average.
Which is what you do get with DLC. You gotta admit, I mean, you'll get a DLC pack, there'll be 3 or 4 maps, and you'll like maybe 1 or 2 of them, and then the other 2 are kind of so.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we're all right with that. But if we're getting this average content over this long period of time and not really getting anything else,
sure.
And then, like you said, it's just taken away, and we kind of stuck with the same old thing, modified for whatever version it is in the pro leagues. We're still sticking with the same core of Halo, and it's great, and we love it. But it's not utilizing this cool thing that they're doing, I guess.
I mean, they're putting the time, money, and manpower into it for what if they're not going to let us play it? I mean, that's my question. You spent money and time for your teams to sit down and create all of this content, yet you're not going to let your community play it in the main playlist that people play. I mean, and I get it. Take it out of the Pro League playlist. We've talked about that. But, I mean, you've spent the time and money on this. Let us play it.
Why not have a Pro League playlist?
No, I was going to say that completely.
Yeah.
What they're doing with the ranked arena playlists, like ranked, I guess you could just take rank as Pro League. I mean, I guess you could have a whole Pro League, but I personally am okay with the Pro League maps being in a ranked arena, because honestly, I don't want to be ranked in just normal maps. I want to be ranked in the Pro League, personally.
Well, yeah, right.
Why not have a separate one, too? Like, remember they used to have the MLG?
They always had the MLG, yep.
Yeah, they did have MLG, but no, this is a little bit more mainstream than MLG, I feel like. A lot more people are watching it. When you play ranked, I feel like I just want to play what they are playing. That's me.
Why not just have a separate playlist for that? Why bother why not just have Team Arena be ranked everything?
Why doesn't the other Team Arena just be not ranked, social arena, and then the other one that's ranked is the one that the pros play because that's ranked?
I mean, honestly, they should title it in a way that makes sense. If it's going to be Pro League maps and game types, why not call it Halo Pro League playlist or something? Sure, it's Team Arena summer season or whatever they're calling it, but it's just call it what it is, right? I mean, be explicit about it, and then have a social playlist. I still think that social idea is very
it's needed.
Sensible?
Accessible, it's understandable.
Essential.
You read it. You read it. You know what you're getting. You know what you're getting yourself into when it comes to the Pro League piece. Just be flat out about it.
So yeah, I guess that would be okay. I guess you could have your Pro League level. I mean, I wouldn't hate them putting another ranked arena playlist in there over all the maps, and I wouldn't hate that.
Now I'm getting confused.
See, Matty's saying have a ranked one that's just everything, right? And then a Pro Battle League one that's just Pro League stuff, right?
Well, the arena, essentially, like all the arena. Like have like Team Arena, and then have a team, Pro Battle, like not Pro Battle,
Pro League.
Yeah. Why not just have a Team Pro League playlist like they used to have the MLG back in the day, where it's the exact things that you're using in the Pro Leagues, whereas the other ones just a Team Arena playlist that has all the maps, all the game modes, assault different game modes, try new things out there. Yeah. Why not do that? It just makes no sense.
Honestly, this entire conversation boils down to the fact that why aren't there two playlists, a ranked playlist and a social playlist for Team Arena maps and game types? Like that's
we were really dissecting it.
We went way off course, came back to the same exact.
Because it doesn't even have to be a social thing. You can still have it ranked. Just have a separate one for the Pro League. That's all. I mean,
I guess that's going into the actual structure of it, but the real main thing is ranked, non-ranked. Maybe another ranked on top of that for Pro League. But you guys keep bringing MLG, but you got to remember, MLG rules were different guns, different everything, no radar. They use default stuff in these too, so it's not. It's Pro League. I mean, I don't disagree with your idea of the structure, Matt, but they absolutely need social playlists. I want team doubles. I want team snipers. I don't want to play Warzone. I don't want to. But seriously, I think it is essential that they come out with just more social playlists. So it's going to add more value to us.
They're not going to. It just doesn't seem like they're going to. Like it doesn't. Like we've been asking for this for a while. We've been asking for permanent doubles or permanent snipers for a while, and it's not going to happen. They're just not going to do it.
Yeah, we've talked about the reasons that we believe it is. I mean,
it's got to be the Warzone thing. But I wish. I mean, come on, what do we got to do here?
Get 10, 20,000 more people to play the game, maybe.
Get a hashtag movement going on Twitter.
Yeah, hashtag movement I think is valid. Let's create a video on YouTube complaining about it. Start a hashtag. Get it going.
Yep.
Seriously, though, hashtag doubles could be big. A lot of people like doubles. Snipers, it's kind of 50-50. Sergeant hates it. You love it. I love it.
I hate
Sean
doubles.
only plays it. I think more people like doubles. I'm telling you.
Hashtag doubles could be taken a lot of different ways.
No doubles. It's hurting my heart.
It takes more than two to tango.
I'm on board with that.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag everybody Wang Chung tonight.
It's true. I mean, that's a given. That should just be for everything.
Yeah.
But
no regrets. That's what I say.
Doubles. Hashtag double.
What was a fist? You throwing a fist up there for?
Joke. Oh, guys, I'm lagging. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Man, we had some serious technical difficulties right there.
Had some lag spike action.
Good thing we were just messing around.
I am gonna.
I like the DeltaHalo T on the table.
representing in the background.
All right.
All right.
So let's wrap this up. Episode 30, the big 30. We are moving right along here. I think that's pretty much all we've got for this week. Are you guys going to be getting any gaming in this week? A little bit of Halo action?
We'll see. I'm gonna have post E3 like depression where I just search for stuff to play because I want to play all the new things. It happens every year.
It's a real thing.
It's bad. Like I'll like sit here and I'll like go. I was doing it yesterday and going through my library and just like I don't want to play that. I don't want to play that. I want to play something new. I want to play something new. And it's just I'll get over it, but I'll probably play something. Probably jump into some Overwatch bunch, hopefully.
No Halo, huh?
I mean, I'll play some Halo if we all get on and play some Halo. I'm down, but I'm not going to go solo Halo right now. It's just too much. There's too much. I'm too excited about too many things.
There is a lot of great games, a lot of great options. It's frustrating, but it's fantastic. It's like such a good time to be a gamer.
After our showing at the tournament, I'm like, I could probably go play some Overwatch. No, after the show, I'm going to play some Halo. I'm definitely going to play a bunch of Halo this week. I'm going to play quite a bit of Overwatch, I think. I've been really liking it. It hasn't burned me out playing the same little thing. I can see that happening fast, but I haven't really got to play it. So I'll probably play that. And I have yet to catch up on the E3 stuff. I haven't seen anything of that, so I'm going to do a lot of searching of that stuff. I'm excited for the new Xbox, the virtual reality.
Look up Steep. I was talking about on Twitter to you guys, but
Ubisoft's new snowboarding game.
Yep, you gotta look up Steep. You gotta look up Halo Wars 2. The beta's out right now, so go download that. We gotta check that out for sure.
I knew Halo Wars was gonna be it. I don't know how long the beta is gonna go for, but I think we'll all have it downloaded here soon. So if anyone wants to challenge us, we might be down for some 2-on-2 action.
It goes until the 20th. It goes until the 20th. So it's next Monday.
Bring it, people. Bring it.
I am very depressed that I did not hear anything about Skate 4. EA, if it wasn't for NHL, I'd hate you. I'd hate you so much.
We could go into a million things about EA, but
let's not go there. Anyway, there's some really cool stuff happening. Xbox E3. I'm really looking forward to so many more conferences this week. Ubisoft. I'm looking forward to Ghost Recon Wildlands. I think that's going to be
sweet.
Pretty cool. Hopefully. But yeah, I mean, really excited to see what else is to come. If you guys do see us on Xbox Live at all, any of us, send us an invite. We'll hop in some games for sure if we're around. And thank you so much for listening to episode 30. Closing words, closing thoughts?
I have one closing thought. I just want to touch base on the donation site. Is that closed?
That is still going right now. Okay,
still going. So we decided for the T-shirt that we talked about giving away for the donation, $5 or more, gives you an entry level, gets you an entry into the donation of $5 or more. We've decided that we will pull that once we close the donation. So we want everybody that donates to get a chance at it. I just didn't want you guys to think that we skipped out on doing it. We will do it as soon as we close the donation.
Good call. So we'll have the link to the donations down in the description. If you do want to go donate $5 or more, you will have a chance at winning a DeltaHalo T-shirt.
One of those beauties behind Sergeant
there. It's golden. It's back here. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's behind me over here.
Oh, they're beautiful. Absolutely.
Here. Right here. I can't do this. Over there.
I'll make a nice little video of me selecting the random winner. It'll be fun. It'll be a nice fast video. I pop it up in YouTube and Twitter, and you guys can check that out and see who won. So if you donated, better count your lucky stars tonight. Hope you win. It is a nice shirt. I think it's gold thread, right? Like solid gold thread or something.
Solid gold weaved right in there.
Yep, weaved all in there. That's a lot. But no, thanks guys. Thank you guys for waiting up for me so I could be a part of the show.
Had to have the cat in here.
Man, the work's been killing me, but
that's what it's all about. Thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode of DeltaHalo. We'll see you next week.
Out here grinding. Woo!